let's go ahead and bring in Kendra Bissig. She is the owner of The Blonde Mom. I love your name, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you're a personal stylist. How do you even come to do that?
I really just fell into it. It wasn't even something that I was trained for. I had a past life in event design, and when I started having children, I found that I really loved getting ready in the morning. After having suffered with postpartum depression, I found that one of the best things for me was to get up every day and shower and put on makeup and put on a cute outfit. And I kind of developed my style over a few years, and other moms began to notice, ergo my business name. I found that there was kind of a niche market for helping moms find their style and a way to empower themselves at home.
So I love that. And can I ask you, how do you develop your style?
I think it takes time. I kind of work backwards, even with clients. I like to figure out what they don't like first in order to move forward. So even with myself, I was trying trends. And that's something that I always tell people is experiment with the trends, but don't invest in trends because they come and go. So I think you have to kind of try a lot of different things to really develop and discover what you actually like.
Kendra, I'm so bummed that I didn't know about you before, because I had a photo shoot yesterday, and I look back at the pictures. I'm like, I don't look good. Like it didn't, because the outfit in your mind or in the mirror may look great, but doesn't always translate to pictures and video.
Right. And that happens sometimes. I hear that a lot too.
So with that, how has your business been in the pandemic? Because so many people have stopped getting dressed up.
They have, and a lot have top fatigue, right? So I actually did a bunch of mini sessions. I think I had 18 or 19 ladies that came and just tried on only tops for 30 minutes and bought all new tops because we're so sick of what we're wearing on top, right? But I did shut down when I had to shut down. And then when people were ready to get out into the world again, I was flooded with inquiries. I've been very busy because people do want to get out of the sweatpants and get back into, jeans, hard pants as we call them.
It really is amazing to me, though, how this pandemic has changed, I think, the way we're going to live from here on out, because I wonder about all the people going back into the office.
Yes.
And are they going to be back to dressing up, or will a lot of offices allow them to do a hybrid situation, just like the work environment?
Right. Well, and I have seen a shift in professional wear from super business professional to now more business casual, and more people are wearing jeans or a legging with a tunic and a blazer on top. So we have shifted a little bit. It is a little bit more casual, but people still want to feel polished. And there is something to say about being professionally dressed in a professional setting and what that does to your mindset as a business person.
Kendra Bissig with us here on the MegaCast. She's the owner of The Blonde Mom. She's a boutique personal stylist. And when it comes to picking out new clothes, because it can get expensive and the trends seem to change all the time, do you recommend people do some of the secondhand apps that are really popular, like Poshmark?
Some of those are great apps to try. I do like Poshmark. I like selling on Poshmark. I think that's a great place that if you are auditing your own closet and going through things and want to sell some things and make money to buy new stuff, that is a great vehicle for that. For trying trends secondhand, a lot of them, it's a final sale. So I really love The RealReal because it's online consignment, and they have, I think, a 14-day return policy. So you can try it on and send back what doesn't work. And then there are so many local consignment retailers that you can go and actually physically try things on, just to make sure that you're not making that investment and you'll be able to return something in case it doesn't work out for you.
Yeah, I don't know how many things I have gotten off of Poshmark and then it didn't work. So now I try to resell it right back on the same site you just bought it from. But with that, when we talk about consignment shops, have they grown in popularity over the last few years, or do they still shy away from them?
No, I think they've absolutely grown. And I think with the influx of social media channels and TikTok and Instagram, and them being able to physically show their product in a video format and people wearing it, I think that that has helped them grow. And also, you know, the millennial generation and Gen Z, they love it. It's green shopping. It's good for the earth and it's great for everybody, truly.
So it's really about how you sell it.
It is.
As well, you know, and it's not just for Halloween. You know,
Right.
you always go to, like, we have a Salvation Army around the corner. You always head up the Salvation Army around Halloween for costumes. But I think people would be surprised. There are times they have brand new items in there from department stores that are just offloading it.
All the time. And I wouldn't discount using a rental service either, like Rent the Runway or Newly or Express. I mean, a lot of these companies now, Banana Republic, I think, has one. They're renting out current items too. So you can experiment with different styles affordably that way as well. And it's also another green way to shop.
Oh, so you're listing off a bunch I haven't even heard of before. And so with that, can you give us, like, what are your top 3 favorites?
Oh, top 3 favorites. I'm using Newly right now. That's Nuuly. That is the family of brands from Anthropologie, Free People, and Urban Outfitters. So if you're kind of into that boho look, that's a really good one. Actually, my top is from there right now, and I believe it's around $88 for 6 pieces for the month. Express, I mean, that's a retailer that everybody knows, and they keep their stuff current, and Taylor's doing it. I haven't tried Ann Taylor yet, but that's one I'm interested in. Gwynnie Bee is one that's more size inclusive. I believe they go up to 24 plus. So those are some of the good ones that I've seen. Rent the Runway has some kinks to work out with some of the changes that they've made. So I wouldn't take them off the table entirely, as I was a member for 5 years of unlimited rentals. But I think that they need to work out some of the new plans that they've had going on the last few months.
So you mentioned social media. For you and your business, how important has social media been, especially through the pandemic?
Oh, tremendously important. That is the way that I connect with my audience. I think a lot of people, when they hear about what my services are, they don't really understand it, and they need to follow me and kind of see what I am about for a little while before they're comfortable making that investment. So it's been a great way for me to just connect personally with other people in the area. So I think it's been my number one driver of referrals.
I know that speaking with some of the other businesses, especially those that maybe weren't so social media savvy prior to the pandemic, it's been a learning curve for them, because it's not just about posting, it's about building a brand and being authentic.
Right.
So how do you take that and make it come across on the pages?
Well, I found that the biggest thing for me is just being responsive. So anytime I post anything, I respond to every single comment on every single video, every single picture that's posted. If I have stories on Instagram last for 24 hours, anytime somebody replies, I at least try to acknowledge, respond to them in some fashion that I've seen and acknowledge them contacting me. And I think that's the most important thing, is making people feel like they're seen and that they're welcome in your space.
Wow, I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, this must be really kind of be a full-time job for you then. I mean, just the social media aspect.
I say that pretty frequently, but I love that part of it. And I did have to choose one over the others to kind of focus my energies in, so that I could give it 100% of the social media time that I had allotted. So I don't focus on Facebook. I don't focus on TikTok. I strictly focus on Instagram and my community that I'm building there.
And so with that, where do you anticipate this business going for you?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I just take it day by day. It's ever evolving. I started doing the original mini sessions the last 3 years, and that's kind of taken off. I just want to help empower women and men alike to just find what makes them feel good. And as long as I am in that space and creating that environment for each client, I think that wherever this takes me, I'm just going to follow it.
So prior to this, I mean, when we think a personal stylist, we think it's for the rich and famous.
Right.
Who should get a personal stylist?
Everyone should get a personal stylist. I mean, even just to have somebody in your closet to put the outfits together for you. The reason why I started this was because of that very reason. Although I was helping other moms that I kind of knew in my own little circle, I was also finding that, wow, it's really expensive to hire a personal stylist independently. And even if I go to a department store, they're going to pull all of these full priced items for me. And I don't know that I can really afford to pay for that. At the time, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had 2 little girls. We're living on one income. So I wanted to set out to give an affordable experience. So you literally pay a fee for my service, but then you pay whatever you're comfortable paying for your clothes. You don't have to spend a minimum with me. It is, if I paid $14 for this top, you're going to pay $14 for this top. And I like to find, I bargain dig though. Like I'm the one in Nordstrom Rack for 4 hours and then standing in line for another hour because I found like a $90 Veronica beard blazer that was $800 before. So I think that there is an affordable way to do it. It's just finding the people that can help you get there.
And I also wonder, because I think about my closet and I have them in 2 rooms and it's just packed with stuff. And I did go through and edit and I have stuff in bins that I need to get rid of, but it's still overpacked. And I feel like sometimes we don't buy the right things. Right. So how can people edit their closet and make sure that it continues that way as well and get the most out of their wardrobe?
Oh gosh. And we so fall into this trap of buying things because we're in a pinch. We've got a party this weekend, or we have a dinner tonight and we have to like get something quick. And then we buy it and then we wear it that one time. And then it just sits in our closet. And then we feel bad about getting rid of it because we've already spent the money on it. We're like, oh, how do I wear this again? So I think it's hard to go through that first audit, because we're emotionally tied to a lot of the things that we've purchased because of where we wore it or how we wore it or who we were with when we wore it. So I think that doing an initial sweep through and just being honest and real with ourselves, ripping off the Band-Aid, taking out the things that we're not going to wear and we know that we're not going to wear, and then, putting it all away again. So a lot of times too, we'll go through with a client and say, okay, if we're not ready to get rid of this yet, I only started using this word in the past year, we're going to quarantine it. Before it was on vacation, right?
I like vacation better.
I know. So we're going to send, these 10 pieces on vacation. We're going to put them in an entirely different part of the house. We'll put them in a bin in the basement, whatever it is, we're going to get them out. And if we're not thinking about them for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, we're going to get rid of it then. And then we'll purchase things. So the thing is, this can be a process and it's just like anything else. We can't just go right in and fix your entire wardrobe and make it work for you. It's going to take a few steps to get you there. So if we start taking those necessary steps, then we can get to a place where we're not even in a capsule wardrobe, although it might feel that way, but we're in a place where we're mixing and matching outfits efficiently because we have the things that we need to make, 20 outfits.
So with that, Kendra, can you talk a little bit more about what is a capsule wardrobe? I never even heard of it before until Pinterest.
Oh, well, I think Pinterest is who made it very popular. And they initially started off with, hey, if you want to live like a minimalist, you should have 1 chambray shirt, 1 pair of white jeans, 1 black blazer, 1 denim jacket. And it kind of put people in this box of how they should be dressing, what they should be wearing. But a capsule to me is a small grouping of your most favorite items. So if you have a wild floral dress from the 70s that you absolutely love, that should be a part of your capsule, regardless of what Pinterest is telling you. So really it's finding things that are easy to mix and match and pieces that you love, but minimalist, like fitting it into 1 closet, Ronnie, instead of 2.
Well, and I'm just sitting here I wonder what your closet is like.
I'm actually getting my closet redone in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be sharing that, but it's very small. I have a very small closet because I love to have quality pieces, just a small amount of quality pieces. Again, that easy mix and match. And then I supplement it with rentals when I feel like I need to experience some new trends.
So with that too, as we're in the middle of the pandemic, we're all so much more casual, especially in the summertime. But how important are accessories in all of this?
Well, I think that it's just dependent on the person. I love hats, so I wear hats all of the time. And part of it is because I call myself the blonde mom, and I'm truly not a real blonde.
None of us are after 20.
Right. But I do love to accessorize. Some people are less is more, some people are more is more. And I think that for me is a very individual choice.
Kendra Bissig with us here on the MegaCast. She's the owner of the Blonde Mom and a personal shopper and stylist. And with that, Kendra, can I ask, because for some people, they may think that this is just on the surface, but how important is your look and getting that next job or people viewing you differently?
Well, I think it's tied so heavily to our mental state, right? I mean, think about the way that you feel when you wake up in the morning and you stay in your pajamas all day versus the way that you feel when you wake up in the morning and pull yourself together and put on something that you love and that fits great. Think about when you go to the grocery store and somebody compliments you on your top or your shoes. It's all mental. And, sometimes what we have on the outside is helping us on the inside. It's boosting our confidence. It helps you go out for that next job. It helps you when you feel like, maybe you're having a down day, but if you throw on some lipstick and a bright red blazer, maybe you can conquer it. So I think that it's very important in finding the pieces that are really, truly going to make your inner light shine.
Kendra Bissig again with us here on the MegaCast, known as the Blonde Mom. You have such a fun Instagram page. So with that, Kendra, if someone's interested, how can they find you?
Sure. So like I said, I'm on Instagram all the time, and my handle is @the_blonde mom. My website is theblondemomstyle.com, and you can submit an inquiry there as well. And of course, my email is kendra@theblondemomstyle.com.
It's been so fun having you. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much.